Hey everyone, how are you? Ashley Amazai, the psychic life coach, and the amazing Melissa Vargas is here with us today for a Wisdom Drop Wednesday. I am so excited to start doing these as often as possible where I can feature a fantastic practitioner and we can teach a class. And today, because Melissa is a crystal energy worker, we are going to be talking about crystals. And on the docket today, we have how to choose your crystal. Different experiences that she has had specifically, and then I'll be able to share some as well because I love crystals in my practice. How to meditate, attuning your crystal, like what does that even mean? I'm so excited to dive in. And then also, how can you guys get your hands on some classes, whether those are virtual or whether those are in person, because we've got some really cool things headed your way. So again, Melissa, thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you. This is so fun.
Yeah. So you are a crystal energy worker. What exactly does that mean?
It means a lot of things, but I've just been sensitive to energy for a really long time, and I took a lot of classes teaching me how to manipulate energy or to change energy, to heal, and to create some outcomes that you want to in your life, and just how to get you unstuck into a lighter, brighter space.
Beautiful.
And yeah, and I use crystals. I didn't use them to start out with, but I use them now. They've been a huge help for me. So I'm super excited to share that with everyone because I think that anyone can use it and to better their lives.
And I love that you share that because, as you guys know, I am a psychic, and we've both gone to RPI, the Reno Psychic Institute. You taught there for 9 years.
Yeah,
she was a teacher at the Reno Psychic Institute, guys, so listen up. And so having natural psychic ability, it's really easy for me to tune into somebody's energy and figure out where are the blocks, etc. But I wasn't quite familiar with the additional divination tools that were available to us. And I'm like, yeah, crystals are cool, but I didn't fully appreciate them until I got more into the distance healing. So I'm really excited to learn more. And so how did you develop your relationship with the crystals?
I had a sweet grandmother who gave me a crystal, and I just never thought it was necessary before, but I just held it and I just started picking up so much information off of it, and I was like, I cannot believe this power is here, and I can't believe that not everyone has a crystal with them. And it's just, I mean, it's been amazing. It's been super transformative to me to not have to do the energy work on my own. It's like they're helpers and they're there for us, and there's just like this, I'm honestly just, I think, tapping into it, but it's just like an endless source of wisdom and protection, and it's been incredible. So,
and I love how you said that, protection, wisdom, crystals, stones, like the elementals. Like there's something so beautiful and profound about Mother Nature and where these crystals originate from. There is so much wisdom and so much history. So we're going to dive in also about attuning your crystal and how do you attune it to your energy, because the crystals can hold other energy from the people around it, right? Also, super cool, everything uses crystals. Like NASA uses crystals, phones use crystals, computers I'm pretty sure use crystals too. It's like a conductor, transducer, something sciencey like that. I am a psychic. Yeah, I am an intuitive for a reason because all those science facts. So go look it up. I did a post about it and whatever. But anyways, we use it in modern day things all the time, and that's what made me realize, wow, I can start using this in my practice as well, and how powerful is that? So let's talk about, how do you choose a crystal? You go to a crystal shop or you go online, and there's so much to choose from. How do you choose what's right for you?
So I noticed that whenever I go into a crystal shop, there are people who kind of spit out the book description to me, and I'm like, that's not, you have to feel it. To me, the one that catches your eye, it's almost like a cute guy, or when you're choosing a relationship, it's like you don't go by, oh, they have this job. I mean, you can, but you want to go to what you're drawn to,
right?
And there's a reason why it's it's catching your eye, why you feel drawn to it. So that's how I choose them. I go towards the one that I feel drawn to for the day, and then you can read the book description. You can say, oh yeah, that's kind of,
no wonder I was drawn to that.
Yes.
Perfect. I've had a few experiences where I'm like, man, I love all of these crystals. They're all so beautiful. Which one should I choose? And then I will take one at a time and just hold it to my heart. And does this feel right? And if it's either a hell yes or a no, right? Like if it's like, I don't know, maybe, then it's a no. But if it's like, ooh, it's like, what's the little wives' tale or whatever about like, this one's too hot, this one's too cold. And it's like, this one is just right.
Oh.
Trust your intuition and know that it will be just right. And also another thing that I've done is a sway test where I'll hold the crystal and you can, I'll be doing classes on this as well, but you can put your hand over your heart without the crystal and get a clear yes of like, see if you sway forward or back. For me, I sway forward for yes, like my name is Ashley Amudzai, and then I'll sway back if my name is George Strait. And then I'll do that with the crystals too. Does this serve my body? And I'll get a no, and I'm like, okay. And then there'll be another one I'll put to my heart, and I'm like, does this serve my body? Does this serve my purpose? And it'll lean forward. I'm like, cool, I found it. So that's another tip for you guys too.
That's really cool. I like what you said about just trusting your intuition, because I think a lot of people come in to Crystal Cove and they'll be like, I don't know how to choose, and they'll be asking for help. But I think that everyone has it within them. You have that natural ability. You just have to trust it. So, yeah.
That's so good. And we gotta do a whole other class on trusting your intuition, because the same thing with being a psychic, right? It's tuning into the subtle frequencies, and when you learn to trust that over and over and over again, that's when the magic happens. And so crystal is just another aspect of that. So let's talk about your experience with your rose quartz, because you do a lot of rose quartz stuff.
I do. So I've been this is the one that was first gifted to me, so this one is special. This one's my personal one that I use. So I think the most interesting thing to me was when I first picked up this one was that the description said like, oh, love, it's for attracting love, and just all the good stuff about rose quartz. But I experienced so many huge life shifts and things that I didn't expect. So I think I wanted to talk about those things. So I want to get a little bit personal for a second. Can I do that?
Yes. Yeah. Well, let's cheers to that, because this is Wisdom Drop Wednesday. So we're going to drop some wisdom, some honesty in our attuned water.
So for me, I think that it totally reconfigured my heart space. I have my own technique to align it to my energy. So it was just very working with it every single day. I did it every single morning. It just I had this whole shift with how I saw people. And
we see things through eyes of love.
Yes. And I was always kind of in my own little bubble as a spiritual worker before. I wasn't super open to people. I just was kind of in my own space. Oh, people don't understand this. I'm just going to be here. But with the rose quartz, it totally just, I think, blasted open my heart. So I started seeing all my relationships differently. Some of the relationships that I was super into, I noticed, oh my gosh, I feel like I need to pull back all of a sudden. And people who I wasn't close with, I just intuitively knew that person, I could be in a relationship with that person, like you, for instance. We did a photo shoot together, and we had not really spent a lot of time together, but I just knew intuitively, that's a person I can open up to. That's a person I can connect with. And I think I spilled some super intimate details about something I was going through, in our photo shoot immediately, because I knew it was safe. And that's what I started noticing with the crystal. I knew who I was attuned to, who was safe, who I could connect to. I started to see who my people were and who my heart was attuned to and who I needed to pull back from. So that just changed my whole life, and I'm still...
That is huge. Trust, right? Some people walk around and they're like, I can't trust anybody, or they have this weird fear that someone's going to stab them in the back. So it's this extra piece of wisdom that opened your heart in a safe and protected way to where you can trust your intuition and the people who come through.
And cool. I'm just seeing love in totally different ways. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. I don't know.
It does.
Okay.
It does, absolutely. Okay. I love it. And ways I know I've used rose quartz before too. And actually, as a reminder, I need to meditate with that more, because this is my clear quartz that I have here. We may or may not have a light on. tattled on me. But this is what I use to meditate, and I also like use this in the bath when I'm doing a meditation. But I would love to meditate more with the rose quartz, especially in the bathtub, right? Because that's that self-love, and I just kind of envision just dropping that into the water gently and just like it filling up with this beautiful pink energy for my body to just like release and absorb like that beautiful pink.
So we were going to do a little demo of how to attune your crystal to your energy, but once it's attuned to you, I just hold it here a lot of the time with my rose quartz. And then with different crystals, you'll kind of get a sense of where in your aura they want to go and where there needs to be healing. But yeah, the rose quartz, a lot of the time I would just sit like this in the morning, almost every morning, like sitting in the sun. And I just had an amazing opening with this.
So what does that look like for you? And I'm asking because you mentioned like in the morning before you even really open your eyes that you'll take the crystal and you'll just put it on your, oh, look, and I have mine right here too. I always wear and that little B for Presley. It's like super powerful for me. That you'll lay in bed and you'll put this over your chest and it just gives you visions of what you're releasing, right?
Yeah,
I was
think
cool.
I think something so important that I would like to share with everyone is that before you open your eyes, it's like when you're kind of in between two worlds, and it's when you're most connected to spirit. That's what I feel. So, like that time where there's no one's talking to you yet, there's no input from the world yet. It's like that's when you want to, but you're still aware. That's when you want to catch those really clear moments where you get insights and you can do healing work then that I think is really powerful. So
and there's so many layers and there's so many different types and tools and things that you can do. So we've got announcements on that later of how you guys can learn so much more about that. So let's talk about attuning a crystal. So I actually, the first time I ever even thought about this was from Melissa when we met at Crystal Cove, and she's like, let's do crystal healing. And I was like, I understand how to use crystals in my practice, but I didn't really understand what crystal healing was, especially like as its own modality. And then she showed me, and I was like, this is awesome. I'm going to start attuning my food and everything. And honestly, this one is just like a friend. He's like my best friend that I take with me in all of the places, and I use it in my sessions and I clean them, but I've never...
We're so funny. I'm like, this is my little BFF.
Yeah, right? Like, I'm having a bad day, and I'm like, let's talk. Like, really, it's a crystal thing. So if you guys are like that too, I'd love for you to know. We're just going to
this on vacation with me.
You did?
This weekend, yeah, I had to pack it with me.
Good for
silly.
You.
Anyways.
So then all your stuff is infused with love.
Aww.
Please hold. There we go. So, okay, how about you lead me, if you're cool with it, through how to attune this. So you guys can choose any crystal that you would like that draws to you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my favorite. Okay, so... yeah, you have a lot of good energy in that one, so we won't do too much adjusting to it, but in a class what we would do is so you pick your crystal, and everyone's going to have different crystals, and then we are going to neutralize the energy in the crystal because they pick up on a lot of stuff. So you can kind of wave your hands. Here, I'll do mine.
Kind of lift up a little bit
above the crystal, and you're going to
that's our little that we're leaving. You
have little chakras in your hands, so you kind of warm up your hand chakras, and you can, even if you've never done this before, you can just go for it and try to sense the energy. So you're gonna neutralize anything that the crystal picked up, and you're also gonna kind of say a little hello to the healing properties of the crystal. So mine's a rose quartz, and you're activating those healing properties.
And you would just, if someone is a visual person, they would envision, what would that look like? How can we describe that in a visual way? Wait, you guys might just be able to feel it. And that's kind of what I do too. But I know sometimes if they're like, wait, what does that mean?
Maybe you could. You're good with those.
Actually, I'm kind of feeling compelled to do also is like almost like I'm grabbing any of the stuck energy in it and just like throwing it out.
Okay.
I have a window over here, so I already I'm so intentional whenever I do energy work. I find a window and I kind of like set this intention of like a mini portal that closes. It's not open, but it closes, and it's just like a place for me to like kind of toss anything of that energy. So now it's cleared, and then that's my visual of it a little bit, of clearing it and then tuning it to the energy. You can just envision, a friend had described to me, imagine that the crystal has a hum and then we have a hum. And we can go like, like all of those. And you want to envision the hum and the sweet vibration of the crystal to be aligned with your hum. And that's when you have attuned it.
Beautiful.
I just made that up. That was a different example. That was pretty good.
Yeah, so I actually use grounding for mine too, visualizing like a grounding cord.
Perfect.
Really seeing
like
all the way down. Mm-hmm. And I feel like our crystals want to be like, they want to tune to each other. It's we're like friends.
Cheers!
Okay, so oh my goodness. Okay, so the next step is attuning attuning your crystal to your heart chakra. So you can hold it here. Oh, my heart chakra needs some healing. So you're attuning the crystal to you, not the other way around. And you can kind of...
It's good. That's important. Mm-hmm. Especially if there is anything attached to it. You don't want to be attuning to that.
Yes.
Key point. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to hear that too. So are you just like kind of envisioning bringing it into your space? Mm-hmm. Like equalizing that hum?
And yeah, you're kind of clearing whatever there is in the connection between you and your crystal. And you'll be amazed how quickly it works. Like I can see yours is already clearing out stuff for you immediately.
Yeah, I just felt like that breath that I took. It's almost like when you go for a run and it's cool outside and you can like feel the cold air, like you actually feel your lungs as you breathe it in because it's so cool out there. That's what that felt like it's clearing out
that sounds nice.
The lung. Yeah, because the lungs, that's all about, if we breathe in fully into our lungs, that's like tuning into our personal power. You don't realize how much potential you have until you really expand and inhale. So thank you.
Yeah. I just came back from LA and I feel like my heart is like still like dancing around there. I'm like, it was fun over there. It's so creative. Okay, we're back in Reno.
Ooh, I feel like I just have like peppermint oil on my chest. This is great.
Ooh, okay, then we're going to, is yours attuned?
That feels good.
Okay, so then you're going to do your crown chakra. So you can hold it here. And sometimes it feels a little funny. Oh, I like you don't feel funny about it.
I'm a unicorn!
Oh my god. Okay.
Wait, do you recommend doing it on top? On like directly on top, or you're like holding it above?
So I don't want people to feel weird, so I'm usually just like, but you can do whatever you feel.
I'm owning it. I knew it this whole time.
Okay, so you're clearing the energy between the crystal and your heart or your crown chakra. And if you don't know what chakras are, that's okay. You can kind of just sense an energy vortex. And you have a very large one here. And
you're feeling it with your hand, right? So you're like holding it and you're feeling it with your hand.
Yeah. I like a little... This is what I feel comfortable doing.
Perfect. I can feel it. And this is great because whatever you guys resonate with, I actually feel it kind of like unlocking and swirling just like this. I feel like a symmetry. Like even my feet need to be uncrossed. Like as I'm like receiving this.
That's a good idea.
It's like aligning now.
Yeah. And you can kind of sit with it. And if you're a visual person, you can kind of see things releasing out of your crown chakra as well. And that's what it's supposed to be doing. So, okay, I feel attuned. Do you feel good about it?
Yes. Okay. I actually, it's like things are kicking in. I see this big letter D. I don't. Usually its associations aren't very...
So, at this point, like I can kind of feel that it wants to kind of go around in other places around my body. But that is what we would do in the meditation class after you attune it. But yeah, it feels like to me, after you align it, it feels like the crystal is ready to work for you and do healing work for you. And so cool. It's so important to do what we just did, because if you just buy a crystal in any crystal shop, it's been sitting there picking up stuff.
Yeah.
For, however long the crystal's been around. So that's really important. And,
yeah.
So do we want to do healing work or do we want to save that?
I think for the sake of time, I love that. And let's just, for the sake of time, we have classes and we have a new space. We'll talk about it. We're going to be hosting classes and I'll tell you a little bit. But anyways, and then we'll be going over this in depth where I will be there, Melissa will be there, and we'll be able to support you and facilitate. And I love that we are such a great team in partnership and we both bring such a value to the table in different ways and different perspectives. So if you don't resonate with how I maybe see or whatever things, you're going to really resonate with Melissa. So you're going to get that full experience, which is awesome. And one of the things that you've taught me, because I'm learning in my role with like crystals, is that this crystal, once it's attuned to you, it can be a healer for you, right? Where would you my thought, so correct me if I'm wrong, my thought is it would like heal it and take, we envision like roses, right? So you like set a rose out here and then you can have the energy sent to it. I kind of have a vision of this crystal kind of doing the same and just giving you a healing and using that power. And then you can just set it in the sun or set it by the moon or whatever that looks like and have it be cleared. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, totally. I honestly can't. It's almost hard for me to sit here and not like have it run through my aura. Like it feels amazing. I really want everyone to experience how amazing it feels just to have that like.
Then let's do it. If you attuned your crystal and you're watching this, I'm as much as I want to snuggle with you. I'm gonna scoot over a little bit.
Okay.
Mine's a little pointy.
Okay.
So
in the class, like everyone would be closing their eyes, so you don't have to feel like scared to look crazy. We'll be the crazy ones.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like I want to move it around, and sometimes it feels like I want to hold it somewhere. And both of us had training to see energy visually, but you don't. So sometimes you can kind of see or feel what's releasing, like, okay, what's stuck there. And like I feel like I just saw my brother and I feel like I want to talk to him more, and like I'm sad that he's all the way across the country. Like that's what I feel is in my throat. So you can kind of pick up on these energies. What are you picking up on?
Yeah, well, I love how you said that, because clairvoyance is the ability to see mental image pictures with your mind's eye. Mm-hmm. And is that your primary one?
What?
Just seeing images?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's mine too. And like all of my gateways are open, and so I see that, but visual definitely. And as I was going back here, I envision that I have wings right here in my back, and I use that as a tool for protection. And I'll spread my wings out really, really wide behind me. So if I'm feeling intimidated or if I just don't feel safe, I will spread my wings out really, really big. It's almost like I am here and this is my space, right? So I feel so powerful with that. If I want to clean a space, then I'll like flap my wings and just kind of clear that out. If I'm walking from the grocery store or something and I don't want to be the center of attention, I will use my wings to wrap around me. So it's kind of like this invisibility cloak. So I really wanted to use this back behind, and I kind of felt like each of the feathers, imagine like ruffled feathers, but this was like cleaning all of them out, so they like were spreading out really beautifully.
Aww,
yeah,
that's beautiful.
Get them.
I feel like I'm like sitting next to you. I can feel that. Like I'm in it too.
It's really cool, actually. Every time that I do that, and I'll be in a group of people, and I'm like, okay, watch this, and it's just the power of intention. I'll envision it just like and spreading out, and they're like, oh, I just got chills, right? And I feel how powerful, that's a way for us to step into our power and to step into our energy is, using. So
yeah, I could feel that. And it's very subtle. I think that, anyone can come in. If you have no training, you can just it's a safe place to just say what you're feeling and be super vulnerable and get validation for that.
Yes. Yeah, because there's so many layers that I'm learning from you. I know you learn from me. We have different perspectives and experiences. Yeah. So now there's a difference between attuning a crystal, and I'm so excited to be doing classes on how to attune like your food and your drinks and et cetera, for you and your family and your kids. How powerful is that to be teaching our kids this with all of the GMOs and the toxins and the everything that's being infiltrated in our system and our everything today, to attune it to us, to alleviate that stress on our body. But let's talk about meditation with the crystal. I was kind of touch on this, but I'd love to know, there is a difference, and you are so good with meditating with the crystal. This is like my main one that I meditate with. Like we're homegirls.
Yeah. Let's see. Are we saving that for the class, or are we
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
go?
touch a little bit on the details of it and like how.
Okay.
Yeah, not all of them, but just like a little bit.
To me, I mean, it's just like more of what we were just doing. It's like just taking the time to sit down and close your eyes and get in tune with all the energies that are within you, because we pick up so much throughout the day. And if you don't take the time to clear it out, I mean, I just can't even imagine not doing that. I don't know how anyone doesn't do that. So, I mean, it's really, kind of what we just did, but more in depth. You go deeper, you sit there longer, and you kind of get to those deep places, and you can start to release, and you just feel lighter, and you feel more in touch with yourself, and it's amazing.
I love how you said this, because again, we make a great team because we are so opposite. And for me, right, every time we get together, I say, let me pull out my notes, right? Let me pull out my notes, and like my brain is really scattered, and it's like tick, tick, tick. So if I have to write it out, otherwise I'll forget. Like I'm a great activator, I'm great at channeling information, but then it doesn't stay, right? So my brain can feel a little bit scattered, and I have to like write everything down. Versus Melissa, you keep it so simple. It's so simple. Like, you know those beautiful flyers, and they just have like words. We're like simple, simple. For me, I'm like, everything has to have like a collage or whatever, you know?
Yeah, it's an amazing combination.
Yeah. And I love that. And I think that what you had mentioned, you're like, I can't imagine not meditating with my crystal and all the things that it clears out. I'm curious to know with some of mine, like I have been diagnosed and had in the past taken medication for ADHD because my brain was just all over. And now I don't take those medications because I really use the tools that I have. But I'm curious to know if you struggle with like scattered brain or foggy thinking, what if you were to do this crystal meditation? Because then, like for you, everything is just simple.
Yeah.
Like what you share.
Yeah.
You don't have to like scramble. You know what I mean? And I think that's a really cool thing for us to look into. I'm not even trying it because I'm going to use it.
Yeah. I noticed that like sitting in the sun is another one that like super clears out your mind. So if you are,
So good.
yeah, like it, when I meditate, it's like everything gets cleared out of the way and you're coming back to your center. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways to do that, but I think sitting in the sun is a major one. It just like, I face the sun directly and it just like whoop, clears it out. Really
And
quickly.
again, the power of intention and a visualization that you can totally do that. Just like, awesome. So what cool things are we working on, Melissa?
So many. We're going to be at the Breathe Bar. It is literally the most gorgeous space I have ever seen in Reno, and we are geeking out over it majorly. I want to be there all the time.
Yes.
Why don't you share that?
Yeah, so the Breathe Bar, Melissa's like, you got to check out this place. And I was like, what is a Breathe Bar? Dream come true. Hands down, absolute dream come true, not only for us to be a part of it, but it is a Breathe Bar where there's an oxygen bar, there's a nap bar, there's IV hydration, there's massage, and now we are going to be holding, there's guided meditations, there's a group community night that we're going to be launching in October 2019, and then we are going to be teaching classes and workshops, and we are developing those right now. So we would love to know, what would you guys like to see? What are some of the questions that you have? Because we want to make sure that we are answering them in workshops. But we do know we have so many ideas. Whether you are a mom or a businesswoman or a professional, or whatever it is, protection, how to heal heartbreak, how to balance your chakras. We're going to be providing so much at this space, and then we'll be there too. So come hang out with us, get a little oxygen. We can do a little healing on you. You can get a massage. Oh my gosh. On these community nights, our goal is to have at least a massage therapist giving scalp massages and hand massages. How amazing would that be?
I think I'm going to learn how to do that too, the scalp massage.
Yeah.
So then you can have crystals placed on all your chakras
Wow.
and get a massage at the same time. That sounds so nice.
It does. Like, I'm just like, scalp massage.
Yes.
There's something about it. So we are so grateful to be able to partner with Breathe Bar. You guys can definitely check us out there. More information is coming soon. But again, what would you like to learn? We are here to support you. So is there anything else that I missed?
Come to the Breathe Bar.
Yay.
Where is it? Okay, what is the address? It is right above Noble Pie
In
Pizza.
Pinion. So it's right in the heart of Midtown. I don't remember the exact address.
Okay.
But it is fantastic. You can check out our stories. You can go to our page. You are going to see like all the cool pictures there. So again, you guys, this is Melissa Vargas and Ashley Amudzai for Wisdom Drop Wednesday. This is the first of many. Again, we would love your feedback because I want to start doing more and more of these and have amazing practitioners filled with all of the wisdom sharing these classes with us, so that way we have these little bites, these little doses of the metaphysical, and today was about divination tools. So with that, we love you and we wish that you have an amazing day full of amazing things. Right, until next time, bye.